actually... God dear me, this... The strength of the beak! It just actually bit me right through the chainmail suit!
In the wild, survival isn't a contest of strength or speed. It's a game of deception, chaos, and sheer will to live. When death comes calling, some creatures don't flee. They transform, vanish, or strike back with unthinkable fury. Out here, the rules are shattered, and survival is anything but fair. From exploding bodies to fake body parts to one that can shapeshift into other animals. These are nature's most jaw-dropping defense tactics. 10 creatures that turn survival into an art of war. Number 10. The bombardier beetle. This beetle may appear ordinary, but inside its small body lies one of nature's most sophisticated defense systems, a built-in chemical cannon capable of firing boiling liquid at predators. Part of the ground beetle family Carabidae, there are over 500 known species found on every continent except Antarctica. They thrive in woodlands, grasslands, and moist environments where they can lay their eggs. The beetle's name comes from its extraordinary ability to fight chemically rather than by force. Within its abdomen are 2 separate chambers. One holds a mixture of hydrogen peroxide and hydroquinone, while the other contains enzymes called catalyses and peroxidases. When threatened, the beetle opens a valve that allows the solutions to mix in a small reaction chamber called the vestibule. The moment the chemicals meet, the enzymes trigger a violent reaction. Hydrogen peroxide decomposes into water and oxygen, while hydroquinone is oxidized to benzoquinone. This process releases intense heat, raising the liquid's temperature to close to 100 degrees Celsius. Pressure builds rapidly, sealing the chamber momentarily to protect the beetle's body before a burst of gas forces the boiling fluid out with a sharp pop. The result is a hot, acrid spray powerful enough to kill small attackers or drive away larger ones. This process doesn't occur all at once, but in rapid, pulsing bursts. In a single second, the beetle can produce around 70 micro-explosions, about 500 pulses per second. Each pulse relieves pressure before the subsequent builds, keeping the chamber cool enough to prevent damage. The beetle can repeat this process up to 20 times before its chemical reserves run dry. The expelled benzoquinone is a caustic compound that burns skin, irritates eyes, and suffocates predators. The spray also includes traces of acids, aldehydes, and phenols that intensify the burning effect. Some African species can rotate their abdomen nearly 300 degrees, aiming the spray in any direction with remarkable precision. Outside of combat, bombardier beetles lead quiet, methodical lives. Nocturnal by nature, they hunt small insects, worms, and other arthropods under the cover of darkness. During the day, they remain hidden in moist soil or beneath leaves, often gathering in groups. Both larvae and adults are carnivorous, relying on stealth and patience rather than speed. The beetle's defense has long been the subject of fascination and debate. Critics once argued that such a complex chemical weapon could not have evolved gradually. However, scientists have traced its development through simpler systems found in related species. Many beetles produce kinones to harden their exoskeletons or repel predators with foul odors. Some store hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide separately as natural byproducts of metabolism. Over time, these traits were refined. Enzymes became specialized, reservoirs strengthened, and valves evolved to regulate pressure and direction. Each improvement added precision and control, culminating in the modern bombardier beetle's explosive mechanism. Number 9. The snake caterpillar. Deep within the humid rainforests of the Amazon, a small creature turns deception into survival. At rest, the snake caterpillar appears harmless, a plump green caterpillar crawling quietly across a leaf. Yet when danger approaches, it undergoes a transformation that borders on illusion. With a sudden twist, it flips backwards and exposes a vividly patterned underside marked in yellow, white, and black. Air pumped through tiny side openings called spiracles inflates its front segments, reshaping its body in an instant. The change is astonishing. The swollen sections form a broad, diamond-shaped head adorned with dark, glimmering eye spots that mirror the gaze of a venomous snake. What was once soft and defenseless now projects the form of a predator, the suggestion of scales glinting in broken sunlight. If the visual ruse fails, the performance intensifies, and the caterpillar strikes, fast, deliberate, and serpent-like, mimicking a snake's defensive lunge. The movement alone is enough to make most birds and negligible mammals recoil, unwilling to risk finding out what they've encountered. Many animals use false eyes to divert attacks, tricking predators into striking less vital parts of their bodies, a tactic known as deflection. The snake-mimic caterpillar, however, employs no such misdirection. Its imitation is direct and confrontational. The false head sits where the real one does, offering no decoy to bite. Number 8. The mantis shrimp. With a history stretching back 250 million years, the mantis shrimp dominates tropical and subtropical shallows, thriving as a stealthy hunter among reefs and sandy flats. Yet despite their abundance, much about them remains hidden. Most spend their lives concealed in burrows, emerging only to strike or defend their territory. Ancient Assyrians called them sea locusts. In Australia, they earned the name prawn killers. Today, they are best known as thumb splitters, a warning to anyone careless enough to handle one. Their power lies in a pair of raptorial limbs built for combat, razor-fast appendages that strike, stab, or smash with surgical precision. In different species, these weapons take two forms: club-like limbs that deliver crushing blows and spear-like claws that impale swift, soft-bodied prey. Most mantis shrimp grow around 10 centimeters long, though giants such as the zebra mantis shrimp can reach nearly 38. Their carapace covers only part of the head and thorax, leaving a segmented body patterned in shades ranging from dull earth tones to iridescent bursts of green, blue, and red that shimmer like underwater fire. Their claws are among the fastest natural weapons ever measured. Accelerating as quickly as a .22 caliber bullet, each strike delivers more than 1,500 newtons of force. These devastating blows divide mantis shrimp into two main types: spearers and smashers. Spearers use barbed, spiny claws to pierce soft prey such as fish and squid, while smashers wield hardened, mineralized clubs strong enough to crack snail shells and shatter crab carapaces. The speed of their strike creates cavitation bubbles that collapse with explosive force, producing a shockwave powerful enough to kill even when the strike itself misses. 2 hits in a single motion. This lethal efficiency has inspired material scientists seeking to replicate the shrimp's lightweight, yet nearly indestructible club structure. If their weapons astonish, their eyes defy belief. Mounted on movable stalks, each eye can pivot independently, granting them an all-around view of their world. Their vision is the most complex known in the animal kingdom. Each compound eye contains thousands of photoreceptor cells divided into 2 hemispheres, separated by a specialized midband. This design grants trinocular vision, depth perception from a single eye, and allows them to see form and motion simultaneously. Humans rely on 4 types of photoreceptors. Mantis shrimp possess between 12 and 16. They perceive wavelengths from deep ultraviolet to far red and detect polarized light invisible to most animals. Some species can even fine-tune their color vision through a process called spectral tuning, adjusting to different light conditions in coral reefs or sandy shallows. Their visual system processes information directly through the eyes, eliminating the need for a large brain. Even more remarkably, some species can see circularly polarized light, a capacity unique in the animal world. Microscopic structures in their eyes act as natural polarizing filters, far surpassing the performance of human-made lenses. Species such as Gonodactylus smithi can interpret all components of polarized light, giving them unmatched precision in detecting movement, camouflage, and reflections. This vision serves multiple purposes: identifying prey, spotting predators, navigating complex reef structures, and communicating with potential mates. During courtship, mantis shrimp flash fluorescent patterns that correspond precisely to the wavelengths they can perceive, signals invisible to almost every other creature on the reef. Beyond strength and sight, mantis shrimp display behaviors rarely seen in crustaceans. They are solitary hunters, fiercely territorial, and quick to strike when threatened. Yet in several species, males and females form lifelong monogamous pairs, sharing a burrow and jointly guarding their eggs. A bonded pair can remain together for up to 20 years, coordinating their movements with remarkable precision. Their burrows, carved into coral or soft sediment, function as both fortress and nursery. Inside, eggs are carefully protected, sometimes carried beneath the female's tail, stored in the burrow itself by both parents, who tend them until they hatch. Mantis shrimp can live for decades and reproduce many times throughout their lives. Their larvae drift in the plankton for months before settling to the seafloor to begin the cycle anew. One species, Nanosquia decemspinosa, has evolved a peculiar escape strategy. When stranded by receding tides, it rolls its body forward like a wheel to reach the next pool of water. Their lineage stretches deep into prehistory. Fossils from the Carboniferous period already show ancestors with specialized claws, armored bodies, and complex eyes. By the Triassic, modern mantis shrimp had emerged, fully equipped to dominate the ocean floor. Number 7. The mimic octopus. Reaching up to 60 centimeters in length, including its slender arms, the mimic octopus is no wider than a pencil at its thickest point, yet it remains one of the ocean's most captivating masters of disguise. Two small, horn-like bumps rise above its eyes, adding to its unusual appearance. Naturally a pale brown or beige, it often displays striking brown and white stripes, which it uses to mimic venomous sea creatures and deter predators. Genetic studies suggest that two of its defining traits, its long, flexible arms and its flatfish-style swimming motion, evolved together. This combination allows the mimic octopus to alter its shape and movement effortlessly, gliding across the seafloor like a flatfish while hunting or resting. This elusive cephalopod inhabits shallow, silty environments throughout the Indo-Pacific, from the Red Sea and Gulf of Oman to New Caledonia, the Philippines, and the Great Barrier Reef. Most sightings come from Indonesia, where it thrives in muddy river mouths and sandy seabeds less than 15 meters deep. Its natural coloration allows it to blend almost perfectly into these murky habitats. When foraging, the mimic octopus propels itself with a jet of water from its funnel, sliding just above the sand as it searches for small fish, crabs, and worms. Unlike many of its relatives, which prefer coral reefs for shelter, this species chooses open, estuarine waters, an unusual choice that matches its unpredictable nature. What truly sets the mimic octopus apart is its extraordinary talent for impersonation. It can imitate an impressive range of marine life, up to 18 species, by altering not only its color, but also its shape and behavior. It has been seen posing as a lionfish, spreading its arms like venomous spines, as a sea snake, tucking 6 arms away while waving the remaining 2 in parallel, as a jellyfish, puffing up its body and trailing its arms behind, and as a flatfish, flattening itself and swimming with a side-to-side motion. Flatfish mimicry appears to be its favorite disguise. One individual was observed performing this act nearly 500 times over 5 days. Mimicry serves both defense and deception. When threatened, the octopus adopts the appearance of a predator's predator. When hunting, it can mimic a crab to lure unsuspecting prey. It has also been seen blending into its surroundings as a sponge, a tube worm, or even coral, perfectly controlling its reflective, color-shifting skin despite being colorblind itself. Evidence suggests that the mimic octopus may choose its disguises intelligently. In one encounter, an individual under attack by damselfish transformed into a banded sea snake, the damselfish's natural enemy, instantly halting the assault. Such behavior hints at an adaptive awareness rarely seen in marine invertebrates. Like all octopuses, the mimic octopus possesses remarkable intelligence. Its brain, unusually large for an invertebrate, contains around 300 million neurons, supported by 50 million more distributed across its arms. Each arm acts as a semi-independent decision-maker, capable of sensing, grasping, and even exploring on its own. This decentralized system enables the octopus to learn quickly, solve problems, and coordinate complex movements with precision. Some scientists believe that the species' behavior reflects a level of awareness bordering on consciousness. Mimic octopuses have been observed opening jars by imitation, using coconut shells as mobile armor, dimming aquarium lights, and forming mental maps of their surroundings, all signs of advanced problem-solving and learning. Whether stalking prey or scavenging along the seabed, the mimic octopus relies on its intelligence and flexibility to survive. It often hunts multiple times a day, gliding over sand and probing crevices with its arms to extract hidden crustaceans and small fish. A strict carnivore, it feeds on whatever moves within reach, never on plants or vegetation. A combination of biological precision and evolutionary genius drives its transformations. Chromatophores, tiny pigment cells, expand and contract to shift color, while papillae, flexible skin structures, adjust texture from smooth to rough. Together, they create seamless, lifelike transitions between forms and environments, completing one of nature's most breathtaking acts of disguise. Number 6. The horned lizard. Phrynosoma, known as horned lizards, or colloquially, horned toads, are North American reptiles from the family Phrynosomatidae. Their name, meaning toad-bodied, fits their round, flattened shape, blunt snouts, and crown of sharp cranial horns. Their appearance and stillness often recall the toads they're named after. Like amphibians, horned lizards move slowly and depend on camouflage to vanish against sand and stone. Built for the harshest deserts and scrublands, they are superbly adapted to dryness. The spines along their backs and flanks are specialized scales that reduce water loss, while the head horns are true bone-based projections. Unlike most reptiles, they lack a urinary bladder. Of the 21 recognized species, 15 occur in the United States, and the Texas horned lizard is both the largest and most widespread. Survival for these reptiles relies on remarkable defenses. Their first instinct is to freeze, blending seamlessly with their surroundings. If discovered, they sprint in quick, jerky bursts, stopping suddenly to confuse predators. Cornered, they inflate their bodies to appear larger and more complex, making them easier to swallow. Some species of these horned lizards possess one of nature's strangest weapons, the ability to shoot blood from their eyes. By restricting blood flow to the head, they build pressure until small vessels near the eyelids rupture, ejecting a stream up to 5 feet long. The spray startles attackers and tastes foul to mammals, discouraging pursuit, though birds remain unaffected. Early scientists believed the blood contained special secretions, but research shows the chemicals are already present in the bloodstream, likely derived from a diet rich in venomous harvester ants. This adaptation gives a clear advantage against mammalian predators, and may have evolved from a simpler ancestral trait, though some modern species seem to have lost it. When attacked in other ways, horned lizards use physical defense. They raise or lower their heads so their horns strike upward at a predator's jaws. When threatened from the side, they flatten against the ground, sealing their bodies tightly so they are impossible to lift. Despite their adaptations, horned lizards are disappearing across much of their range. Studies from the University of Texas report ongoing declines even under protective laws. Urban expansion, agriculture, and roads have fragmented their habitat. Non-native grasses, pesticides, and domestic pets further strain their survival. In 2014, the Center for Biological Diversity petitioned Oklahoma to list the Texas horned lizard as endangered after severe population losses. The group also warned that reptiles worldwide are disappearing up to 10,000 times faster than historical rates, mainly due to human activity. Today, 21 Phrynosoma species inhabit North America, from the deserts of Mexico and the American Southwest to the cooler highlands of Canada. Number 5. The porcupine. These rodents are distinguished by their dense coats of sharp quills that cover their heads, backs, and bodies, and in some species even extend along the tail. Their size ranges from the small Andean porcupine, weighing barely 2 kilograms, to the imposing crested porcupine, which can reach 27 kilograms. When danger approaches, the porcupine reacts with calculated precision. Its first warning is visual, a sudden lift of quills, revealing a bold pattern of black and white, a display that echoes the threat markings of a skunk. If the intruder remains, sound becomes its next signal. The incisors clatter rapidly while the body trembles, causing the quills to rustle in a dry, rhythmic warning. Should this fail, it releases a harsh, musky odor from glands near the tail, an unmistakable scent of a final warning. Only when all else fails does it strike, spinning or backing into the predator with explosive force. A single blow of its tail can drive dozens of barbed quills deep into flesh, leaving attackers wounded or fatally impaled. Each quill is a modified hair made of keratin, anchored to the skin by tiny muscles that raise or lower it instantly. In Old World species, the quills grow in clusters, while in New World porcupines, they appear singly among softer fur. Despite popular belief, they cannot shoot their spines. The quills detach only on contact, then slowly grow back. Their tips are coated with fatty acids believed to possess mild antibiotic properties, which may help protect the animal from infection when quills are lost or broken. Porcupines move with unhurried confidence, trusting their armor more than speed. Most are solitary, though some Old World species live in pairs or small family groups within shared burrows. They inhabit a wide range of environments, from dense tropical forests to open plains and mountain slopes reaching over 3,000 meters. Primarily nocturnal, they sometimes wander in daylight, creeping through undergrowth, creatures of patience and quiet resolve. Beneath their formidable defense lies a gentle disposition. Porcupines are peaceful animals that live across forests, deserts, and rocky highlands from Asia to the Americas. Among all rodents, they are remarkable for their longevity. One known individual, named Cooper, lived for more than 32 years, a record of endurance rare within the rodent world. Their diet is modest, yet adaptable. The North American porcupine, an accomplished climber, feeds on leaves, twigs, and tender greens such as clover, and in winter, gnaws the bark of trees to survive. African species remain mostly terrestrial, foraging at night for roots, fallen fruit, and cultivated crops. In some parts of Kenya, they are considered pests for raiding farms, while elsewhere their meat is valued as a delicacy. Number 4. The armadillo. It looks like a creature assembled from spare parts, a turtle's shell, a pig's snout, and a lizard's tail, but it is none of these. The armadillo has walked the earth for more than 55 million years, enduring drought, flood, and shifting continents with quiet resilience. Awkward as it seems, the armadillo is anything but defenseless. It can swim by gulping air to make its body buoyant, or hold its breath for up to 6 minutes to walk along the bottom of rivers and streams. Though solitary, it leaves a legacy behind. Its abandoned burrows become shelters for skunks, burrowing owls, and endangered gopher tortoises. Its armor, often compared to a cowboy's chaps, is a masterpiece of natural design, rigid yet flexible. Hard plates encase the body, joined by 9 movable bands that allow it to curl and twist with ease. The head and tail are protected by overlapping scales, while the underside remains soft and exposed. Even a rattlesnake's fangs struggle to pierce this living shield. Each spring, in Florida's warm, sandy soil, a female armadillo digs her den, sometimes stretching 20 feet long and 5 feet deep. She may maintain several burrows, but one becomes her nursery. With her strong claws, she carves out chambers where her young will be born. She can delay pregnancy for up to 2 years during harsh conditions, but under normal circumstances, her gestation lasts 8 to 9 months. 4 pups emerge fully formed, their soft pink shells gradually hardening into armor. The mother forages by night, leaving her young hidden underground. Within 2 months, they follow her into the open, learning to dig and feed. A single armadillo can devour over 200 pounds of insects in a year, quietly protecting crops and gardens from pest infestations. But life above ground is dangerous. The modern world brings threats evolution never prepared it for. When startled, the armadillo's instinct is to leap straight upward, a fatal reflex against the oncoming wheels of passing cars. Coyotes, bobcats, and alligators still pose natural dangers, yet their armor and persistence allow many to endure. Number 3. The owl butterfly. Belonging to the genus Caligo, the owl butterfly is one of the most captivating insects of the tropical forests. Among the largest butterflies in the world, its wingspan ranges from 65 to 200 millimeters. Yet despite its size, it flies only short distances, gliding in slow, deliberate movements. This limited flight makes it an easy target for birds, but it avoids many of them by taking to the air at dusk when most predators are inactive. Fittingly, its name, Caligo, means darkness, reflecting its twilight nature. In some species, males engage in lekking, gathering in small territories to compete for females. These brief contests stand in contrast to the butterfly's otherwise calm and heavy flight through the dim forest understory. The underside of the owl butterfly's wings reveals its true mastery of disguise. When folded, the wings display intricate shades of brown, gray, and black that merge seamlessly with tree bark and fallen leaves. At the center of each hindwing sits a pair of enormous eye spots, outlined in pale rings with dark centers that resemble the unblinking stare of a predator. These markings are a study in deception. Theories of mimicry suggest that they imitate the faces of larger animals, perhaps lizards or amphibians, to startle would-be attackers. The illusion is most effective when the butterfly is still, resting on a trunk or feeding in the half-light, where even a moment's hesitation from a bird or small mammal can mean survival. The function of these eye spots has intrigued scientists for more than a century. In many butterflies, particularly those in the Satyrinae family, eye spots act as decoys, drawing attacks toward the wings and away from the body. The butterfly may lose part of a wing, but escapes with its life, a calculated trade-off perfected by evolution. Yet not all researchers agree that the power of eye spots lies in their resemblance to real eyes. A 2008 study by Martin Stevens and his colleagues proposed that it is the sharp contrast of the patterns themselves that deters predators. The sudden flash of bold, high-visibility markings may startle or confuse attackers, even if they do not perceive them as eyes. The precise reason such lifelike patterns evolved remains uncertain. Whatever the mechanism, the result is a triumph of illusion. Number 2. The hagfish. Resembling an eel yet belonging to a far older lineage, the hagfish is one of the ocean's most ancient survivors, a relic from before fish even developed jaws. Its lineage stretches back over 300 million years to the late Carboniferous, with modern species appearing around 100 million years ago. Unique among living animals, hagfish possess a skull but lack a true backbone, relying instead on a flexible cartilaginous rod that serves as a simple spine. In the deep sea, hagfish fill dual roles as scavenger and predator. They consume dying or decaying animals, cleaning the seafloor, while their most astonishing defense is slime. When threatened, they secrete clouds of mucus from glands along their skin, instantly forming a thick, gelatinous mass that can clog predators' gills. This ancient tactic has been refined over hundreds of millions of years, proving highly effective. Adapted for darkness, hagfish vary in size. Most reach about half a meter, though species like Eptotretus goliath can exceed a meter, while others measure just a few centimeters. Their soft, cylindrical bodies are cloaked in loose, naked skin that hangs in folds, typically pale pink, gray, or blue, sometimes accented with black or white spots. Lacking jaws, fins, or true eyes, they sense their environment through barbels around the mouth and a single nostril. Their feeding apparatus consists of 2 keratin plates that slide back and forth, tearing flesh with surprising force. The skin, attached only along the back and at the slime glands, grants unusual flexibility and may act as a buffer against injury. Hagfish slime is among nature's most remarkable materials. In under half a second, a small secretion can expand up to 10,000 times its volume, creating a strong, fibrous web. The protein threads within are tougher than most natural gels. When trapped, a hagfish ties itself into a knot, sliding it along its body to remove excess slime and free itself. The mucus suffocates attackers as well. Sharks and other fish abandon their strike when their gills are clogged. Covered in slime, the hagfish repeats the knotting motion to clear its own gills. Scientists study this substance for its structure. Its protein fibers can be drawn into thin, durable threads, with potential strength and flexibility rivaling spider silk, making it a model for advanced biomaterials. Beneath the skin, hagfish biology is equally extraordinary. They have among the lowest blood pressures of all vertebrates, yet huge blood volumes for their size. Circulation is aided by several small auxiliary hearts along the body, supporting the main heart. Their internal fluids mimic seawater salinity, maintaining a perfect chemical balance with the environment. Gill arrangements vary from 5 to 16 pairs. Some open separately, others merge into a single slit per side. When buried in oxygen-poor mud, hagfish can absorb oxygen through their skin and survive more than a day without it. Their brains are small but complex, lacking myelinated nerves yet resembling those of lampreys, hinting at shared ancestry. Eyes are simple, light-sensitive spots, adapted to darkness. Fossil evidence suggests their ancestors once had more developed eyes. The skeleton is fully cartilaginous, with a flexible skull and feeding mechanism that allows them to squeeze into crevices and withstand deep-sea pressures. Muscle bands called myomeres provide strength and precision in movement. Reproduction remains a mystery. Observations are rare, but females outnumber males, and some individuals carry both ovarian and testicular tissue before maturity. Egg-laying varies by species, with 1 to 30 leathery eggs clustering together. Hagfish skip the larval stage, hatching as fully formed miniature adults. Embryos develop slowly, sometimes taking up to a year. Hormonal studies reveal early versions of reproductive systems seen in jawed vertebrates. Hagfish feed efficiently and sometimes gruesomely. While capable of hunting worms and invertebrates, they are best known as scavengers, burrowing into carcasses of dead fish or whales and consuming them from within. Their slow metabolism allows them to survive for months without food, yet they feed with relentless efficiency when the opportunity arises. In captivity, they tie themselves into knots to gain leverage while tearing large prey. At sea, they can strip a fish to the bone before a net surfaces. Digestion is unique. Food remains sealed within a membrane, allowing nutrients to pass efficiently, and dissolved organic matter can even be absorbed through the skin. Occasionally, hagfish actively hunt. Divers have observed them entering burrows of red bandfish, using slime to suffocate the prey before pulling it out with their keratin plates. Number 1. The exploding ant. High in the treetops of Borneo lives one of the strangest insects known to science, Colobopsis explodens, the yellow goo ant. Its defense is unlike any other in the animal kingdom. When threatened, it destroys itself. In most colonies, defense falls to the largest and strongest individuals. But in this species, the smallest workers bear the burden of protection. When danger nears, these tiny ants confront the enemy directly. They clamp onto their attacker, twist their bodies, and tighten their muscles until their abdomens rupture. The result is both violent and precise. A thick, bright yellow fluid bursts from the body, coating the predator in a sticky chemical that can paralyze or kill. The scent is sharp and curry-like, a signal of sacrifice. For the ant, the explosion is fatal, yet its death secures the colony's safety, a single life given for the survival of thousands. This act of self-destruction is not unique to ants. In the rainforests of South America, a species of termite defends its nest in much the same way. As these termites grow old and can no longer forage, their bodies begin to fill with copper-rich crystals, turning their defensive sacs a vivid blue. When attacked, they rupture, releasing the blue fluid mixed with saliva. The chemical reaction forms a corrosive compound that burns and blinds their enemies. Scientists call this phenomenon autophthisis, the deliberate rupture of the body to release a defensive secretion. It is one of nature's rarest and most extreme survival strategies, found in only a few insect lineages. Some termites use it to block tunnels, and certain bees die after stinging, but none match the sheer finality of an explosion that turns the defender into both weapon and barrier. Through these remarkable acts of sacrifice, Colobopsis explodens and its termite counterparts reveal a profound truth of evolution. In the struggle to protect the many, even the smallest creatures can embody the greatest courage, paying the ultimate price to keep their world alive. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.